Welcome to Insights Live. I'm Rebecca Selby, joined today by Cindy Jutras, president of Mint Jutras. Cindy is an analyst. You have a really fantastic perspective on a lot of things. So today we're going to talk about digital transformation, specifically for manufacturers and distributors. Can you talk to me about some of the trends that are guiding this digital transformation movement?
I think, Rebecca, that until recently, I probably would have said the same trends we've been following for a while: social, mobile, cloud, big data, analytics were driving a lot of this trend. And that hasn't changed. Those are still important, but I think what's more important today is that those have led to an accelerated globalization. If you just look at the internet itself has leveled the playing field. It used to only be large companies that could establish a global presence, a global brand, and today we're seeing unprecedented opportunities that many, even smaller companies, even small, not smaller, small to mid-sized companies are able to develop that global presence, that global brand. So that's creating a more opportunity, but it's also increasing the need for speed. Windows of opportunity, even though they're unprecedented, open and close very, very quickly. So the speed of business has changed. It's all about that speed of business, and quite frankly, it's all about an increased level of data.
So as smaller businesses and more diverse groups of businesses are establishing themselves at this new level because of the level playing field, what do manufacturers and distributors need to be aware of to keep up?
Well, I think one of the things that's very interesting is this level of disruption, this globalization is creating entirely new business models and new ways of transacting business. And I think for a lot of companies that are stuck on what I would call legacy software, that software isn't necessarily going to help them in transacting business and even responding to the new ways of invoicing and transacting, entirely new business models that are introduced by more of a subscription kind of economy. So what we're really seeing is entering into this digital economy, and many of the digital technologies have put us here. But then a lot of those digital technologies aren't necessarily well understood or well utilized by the typical small to mid-sized manufacturing. So for example, in my most recent enterprise solution study, I sought to see what level of familiarity people had with digital technologies like IoT, beacons, drones, digital twins, blockchain technology, all of these new digital technologies. The two that I think, two sort of blended with a third, that I think are going to have the most impact, I think are machine learning in combination with artificial intelligence, in combination with using that data that is not new to manufacturers. We've been dealing with sensors out on the shop floor for years now. We haven't been really utilizing that well. So I think machine learning, artificial intelligence in combination with those analytics is presenting a whole new world to us. And many of those manufacturers are being gently pulled in that direction, even if they're not making a concerted strategic effort to go there. Just last week, a CEO of a technology company said something to me that really resonated, and I think it's important, is that what he said was that the best product I can deliver to a customer today is the one they're not asking for, but once I deliver it to them, they can't live without it.
I wonder how they ever lived without it.
And I think a lot of these digital technologies fall into that category today. So companies are being pulled in by the sheer gravity of the situation, and pretty soon are going to be struggling without these kind of technologies. They'll be struggling to stay competitive and keep their competitive edge.
So for a company that is struggling or that's feeling that nudge that they have to move toward this, what's one easy piece of advice that you could give them for where to get the information they need to do so?
Well, I think if you're here at Insights, I heard a lot of that on the main stage today. Some of the experimental and new things that Epicor is doing, I think is very important. And while they may sit back and think, oh, we're not there yet, they need to be. So listen and react as a good technology vendor starts to bring them into this world. Don't resist. Come freely and willingly.
Join the party.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cindy. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
If you have questions about any of the things that Cindy's discussed today, please visit epicor.com.